everything.
As a leader, you can't be a loose cannon. There's certain things you got to know who you're around.
Yeah.
You got to know what to say. There may be a certain brother that's around where, because some brothers are just loose. They just say it. But as a leader, you gotta keep in mind
Take your moments.
who's listening.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This dude could just be new, and he's hearing a whole council of information that
he
will fuck up his walk.
Yep.
Okay,
He
that's
can
what
turn
I'm
to a
about.
demon.
I had to fucking learn that. I'm talking about recently.
Yep.
I had to learn that because, see, the problem is we used to saw as being
Right. In Jerusalem. In
I'm used to
spiritual
being
Jerusalem.
in the temple. In
Right.
Jerusalem.
Amongst
Right.
other
Being an
elders.
apostle of Har and even Hafiz Ariel, King Mabel. So, you know, we talked freely amongst each other.
Right.
We was around brothers that was on levels.
Right.
So when I started venturing out to the country,
Right.
I had to kind of, I'm like, yeah, brother, certain brothers receive it.
Right.
You know, like, con.
Yeah.
But certain other dudes, like you said, because I dig it. Like what you said,
Yeah.
like you mentioned the young upside now,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I can do that. I can do this.
And you absorb it.
Decades ago,
Yeah.
a couple of decades ago, whatever.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. When I was
Impressionable.
bro, when I went to the One West, that was me.
Yeah.
So I can relate. That was me.
Right.
No, I said 3 decades ago or so.
Right.
That was me. When I first,
You looking at everything.
that was me. I look at it, man. Amongst those men, I was.
Yeah.
And then even the men under them, I was.
Yeah.
So what you said is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So then you
If
got
I
a
may say
guy.
this too, no, brother Salaki, you know, but like the scriptures speak about, you got to be careful lest you wound the young man's, you know, conscience, because he's not on the level to receive things as you are. You know, I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly how it's worded.
It's Romans,
It's like
maybe 8 or Romans.
1 Corinthians 8, one of the two.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians,
You
yeah,
know,
1
so-
Corinthians 8.
Yeah. So it's just like you know, you got to be careful lest you wound his conscience,
His conscience.
because he's not fully developed
Right.
spiritually like you are.
Right.
So you got to watch what you say and certain things, you know, how you conduct
Right,
yourself.
right. You got to always be aware, and sometimes it becomes worrisome, but that's a duty. You're not a regular
Yeah.
civilian. You're a leader on the front lines of a spiritual war, so you can't be uncouth. So now at the time, we got to start to also hone in on our behavior, what we're saying, who we're around,
Yeah.
because there's a lot going on in the world. So we have to be that much more.
No, you got.
We have to be that much more on point.
Well, Apostle Paul wrote about it all the time.
Yes.
You know, he talked about not doing things in front of younger brothers. You see,
Right.
even though you got it spiritually in your head, okay, I can eat this turkey, because you know what I'm saying. We had that battle already. You see, being able to be
just don't
seasoned
go.
enough.
Even
Yeah, give you
in
the
that
options.
scenario, if you don't want to go, don't fucking go.
Yeah, right.
Around your family on certain. You don't have to do that shit.
I don't know if you already know where I'm going to go. This is about, I would say 10 years, 10 to 12 years ago, maybe 13 years back. When I first came out here, kicking it with you brothers from the East Coast. When I started up, you know, when I was the first time visit. You were much, I was younger, you brothers were young. I was still young. I was still somewhat young, right? And you know, I used to like the party. You like, we're all young niggas, but y'all was in your 20s. I was still young. I was in my 30s. I was young. And you know, I was like, yo, what's up? You know, sign down with
you wanna make
other
a move?
brothers. I like the party.
Yeah, I would go every 5 months. I go every 5 months. I go once.
Yeah,
you
you
know.
would come with us sometimes.
You know, every blue moon.
Everybody get excited when you
I'd rather be at home.
The black fan.
Yeah.
You can't.
Or with Eve. I'd rather be with Eve.
Come with us sometimes. Come with us sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's a lovely. Even the form of the artist, he wasn't too much a party dude either. But even he would come.
He just didn't want to miss nothing.
He would be there. He was
Yeah,
there.
yeah, come.
He would go just to say he was there.
But myself and the other Ariana and his brother Simon, we was party dudes. Along with certain, them I be down like we go to camp. We go to camp, and as a team, we go back and socialize and eat. What's up, man? What's up? Like, so he already knew he had the shit lined up.
Right.
But what I'm trying to make, back then, you could do that, right? And like when I first came, like, you know, his brother and his brother, they were generous. dudes
Yep.
in the camp, right? And they was like, they be amongst the brothers, whatever. And I got mad. I got mad. The spirit, I got mad. So I pulled Elder Ariana to the side, and I told him, look, man, yo, what the fuck is this? He was kind of like niggas, man. He was like niggas. Like, yo, man, we in this conscious. Like, really, I learned that from like up top. I said, like, yo, top men, not like we better than brothers and them, but there's an order to things.
Right.
Oh, it
So it
is.
was like, you remember the conversation? That was like, what, 12, 13 years? I said, yo, bro, nah, man. I said, from now on, we go out. You guys are cutting shit, man.
Yeah.
I said, only, if we going out, even if we going out to party, only officers, top guys, and we did it.
Right.
I got a precept for you.
Come on with it. I mean, I'm not just talking shit.
No, it's scriptural. This is it.
Young brothers being impressionable. You know, that's the word of the week.
This thing is about then Jake become a party animal.
Then they become a
But
party
he don't
animal.
even have his job together. He got a fit. He makes $12 an hour. You need to be looking for a better job.
Yeah.
You don't have the time to be sitting up there drinking, partying. No, you need to save your money and sit your ugly ass down.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, watch the example.
And you know what I'm saying?
Watch the example
Get
for
your
you.
game up.
Because a brother may be in a position where he can step out.
Yeah.
He got it, but again, that's why that brother has to be mindful. It's all about being mindful and considerate. That's really love. That's the culture we're trying to get back
This
to.
is nice right
a
here.
lot of times we can get stuck in our ways and be like, nigga, this is just not. But you got to be mindful.
I got you, bro.
Because this is not your church. It's not your program. Go ahead.
Whatever you do affects the rest of the country.
And when you see
This
that,
is
you
it.
feel bad.
Right.
But
Yep.
then when you see a bro fall off, you feel responsible for him falling off.
Right.
You like,
That's a
damn,
little
I
bit.
influenced something in him to make him go down that route.
Fuck that.
You like,
Yeah.
damn, I
Nah,
should have did that around him.
Yeah.
No, I get
Yeah.
that. I get that.
Yeah,
but
no,
you still
yeah.
feel that way.
If you was at once preaching this word, man, we ain't do nothing to you niggas.
Right. No, but
I got
know what you're
I
saying.
understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
But you still feel that way. You know what I mean?
You can have
As
some-
a human.
I
Right.
was a brother to all of these niggas.
Yeah.
I ain't perfect, but the way these niggas act, man, go ahead, brother.
Judith 8:24. Now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend upon us, and the sanctuary and the house and the altar rest upon us.
Right, that's taking responsibility.
Right.
And so you sit up there, yo, I got something to say.
Oversight.
You go with this Coca-Cola burp. Yeah, terrible example. You know,
Yeah, he eat Taco Bell on camera.
It's not good. It's not a good
Now,
look.
if you sneak and do that, which you shouldn't be eating that shit, but if you sneak and do that, that should be on a mission where you passing gas.
Yep.
You listen to some bullshit trap music.
Yep.
Nobody know. You
Nobody
just
know.
you sneak
You
up
pull
in
over,
there.
throw the wrapper
You
away.
pull over, you throw the rapper away, but you know that ain't something that should be freely. Which I'm not gonna do this shit.
3 in the morning when nobody.
Yeah, 3 in the morning, man. I want you can get a Taco Bell even on you. There was like some years ago. There was a point where I passed McDonald's and remember them
Nuggets.
The hash brown. I was like, man, remember them hash brown? I kept going. There was a demon on me like trying to push me to get that fucking hash brown.
Man, that shit got, I ain't gonna lie. Like the filet of fish.
Yeah, remember them? All of that.
Tartar sauce and a slice of cheese. Ketchup, that's the filet.
It's a euphoria to that taste for us.
That's how I understand what these people.
They be lining up still. Right.
I kind of listen.
It's still packed. McDonald's is always packed. Now, what scripture we have?
I just read Judith.
I got one too.
I got goddamn.
I know, right?
This out the comment board going into what we're talking about. Truth be told, it says Philippians 4:5. It says, let your moderation be known unto all men.
Right.
Oh,
You gotta
Lord
be
is at hand.
moderate in all things. You ain't too far. Yep, we got to look up the word moderate. The scriptures talks about he that runneth the race, you're moderate in all things. You're running a marathon. You're very mindful about the steps you're taking, about how you breathe in. You ain't sprinting. You
Right.
got to be mindful of how you use your energy.
Being temperate.
Right.
That's that discipline.
Oh, man.
You gotta know when to hold back. You gotta know when to push forward.
That's when you see. Oh, man. So that goes into that road work, man.
Yeah.
Like, I jog 4 miles on the side for the Sabbath. You know, that's on the treadmills, I jog. For my boxing trip, I still got that discipline. But when you start off, certain days you feel like shit. There's certain days when you got the infirmities hitting you, but that's when I really get on the treadmill.
Right.
Because after you're done, but it's like, I'll start with that, understand? 3.7. I'll start at 3.7. And I'll start off this fuck it. I say, okay, if I drop dead on this one, but I'm gonna drop dead doing the right thing. But you're breathing, like, I can't even explain it to you because there's so many years of discipline. I know how to control my breathing.
Your pace. You gotta pace.
Yes. I'm not gonna start off at 5.0. I'll pass out.
You got Jason try to do that by jumping into the deep breakdown before they really ingest servitude, which is the milk. When you first come into the truth, what you learn is to be a servant.
Yep.
That's what Yahweh Shah's ministry was all about, serving.
Yes.
Okay, he was like, if I don't wash your feet, then you none of my followers. He came to serve. He wasn't there to be exalted, bowed to. Okay, he understood the mission he had. You got something?
That reminds me
I got the word for
so
moderation.
my daughter got picked up to do the 4x400 relay. Never done it before. One of the girls that was supposed to run it, she didn't pull up. So they was like, hey, we want you to be one of the third leg. So she was like, all right, she was scared, whatever. But she got in there, so she gets the baton. And I'm watching it on the video, and she gets the baton, and immediately just boom, boom, hard as she. And when she was running, I was like, so she chopping up, catching, because they were behind. She caught up to 2 of the girls that was ahead of her. Bro. So she get about 200 in. Put yourself on the level of an elder. Don't try to put yourself on the level of the officers. You come in and you have a humble mindset and pace yourself in the truth. Believe in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua will elevate you to the place that you need to be. Pace yourself through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua so you can make it.
Can we read that word?
Yeah,
It's,
if you pace yourself,
Greek word.
the Lord will build you up. But if you put yourself in a position you don't belong, the Lord's going to put
I'm on
you
your
where
ass.
you don't belong.
Yeah, it's out. Right. The word is epia case. It says equitable, fair, mild, gentle. Right. Equitable. Yep. Right. When you equitable with something, you put it just enough, where everything gets dispensated just enough. Right. Like the story of the 3 bears. Right.
Yeah.
And I said, let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. You see? So when you put in a position to lead, you have to lead accordingly. You see? But before you put in a position to lead, you learn how to follow first. You know? So everybody out here. Everybody out here. It's now. That was the brothers on the other side. Y'all learning. You see? We still learning. You got the apostles right here. You see? They still learning. Yep. So it ain't no level you get to where you stop learning. You know?
Right.
I'm still learning, bro.
Right.
I'm still after 35 years, man. Every day the spirit of the Lord is still
Every day. Every day.
Because you can never please the Lord enough.
Yeah.
You can never please him enough, man.
Right.
You know?
The Holy Spirit has been given. So
Right.
it's in abundance right now. Like you not growing, you ain't in the truth.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's 1 Peter 5:2. It says, feed the flock of God, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly.
Not by constraint. Meaning basically you get a body of men that the Lord has entrusted you over, and you rough over them, you sitting out. There's a way you are with a sheep, but you also have to, you don't just tear a man down. Sometimes you tear them, but you got to build them up. Exhort them. And you have to be an example. Because you're a shepherd to the sheep.
Right.
The sheep. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, finish.
No, the point is, like with the Apostle Peter, Yahushua was hard.
Right.
You know, you would think Peter probably, would think that damn, this man hates you, right? But then that hardness, what he said at the end, he said, Satan has desired to have you that he may sift you as wheat, but I have prayed for you that your faith fail not. And when you are converted, strengthen your brethren. Because he knew that out of all of them, he was the one that was going to lead the charge after he was gone. So he was hardest on him.
Right.
But even in that hardness, there were times when he would, that wound, so to speak.
Right.
The balance, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, man, bros, look, man, I tell you the stories all the time. You can relate to, like, this whole thing is real time. The scriptures I'm talking about. People who can't get it, they can't get it. Okay, even here in our ministry, here in this Babylon, right? You brothers know, y'all, case in point, certain brothers, that how y'all deal. You know, whether you go to California, GMS camps. But up top, years ago, man, even back in the old days, One West, Apostle Tahar, Gabar, myself, was moving around back in the 90s, bro. And you know, y'all know, that's when I was a kid. I was wild, I was doing some crazy shit. Okay? And when I would do something crazy, which I would, and I can admit it, when I would do something crazy, you know, I mean, Apostle Tahar would curse me out. But I still feel guilty. Poor Apostle Gabar, man, he would take the brunt of my bullshit a lot of the times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would do some shit. They'll curse out Apostle Gabar. Like, he was real hard on Apostle Gabar. Apostle Gabar caught the brunt of a lot of shit. Or even outside of me doing some of this in general, he would be harder on Apostle Gabar. Apostle Gabar would catch the brunt of shit, man. You know what I mean? Apostle Tahar would be quick with it, you know? As opposed to certain situations, we were all together. Like, even if I didn't do nothing crazy, just in general. But like sometimes, even if I was cool, I was cool, but to start crazy, but that's the same dynamic. And I know you brothers can relate to that same dynamic. Brothers on the comment boards, about the artists formerly known as.
Right.
Somebody was gonna line motherfuckers up at a round table and start from here. Your problem is this. Yeah, brother, your problem is this. Yeah, brother, you. And you. Remember you. Remember that? You. But
Or
then
then he'll say, well, tell me what I need to work on, and then you tell him. But the next day, you got to talk about it for fucking 5 hours. The chick sitting there inside of the bed like, nigga, you in a council, he can explain it himself and why he's really right and you're wrong. But let's get this real quick. Go ahead.
It's 1 Peter 5:2. Feed the flock of God, which is among you.
Right.
Taking the oversight of ready mind. You want to get that word oversight for you?
Right. Yep.
Yep. Get this word oversight here in 1 Peter. It's G1983. It's Epis.
That camera's on there, so it's picking up.
Oh yeah, just so y'all know the mic's on.
The mic's on there, so it's, where's it at?
Oh, yes.
It's on Apostle Ramos.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. It's Episcopio, and it says to look upon, inspect, oversee, look after, of the care of the church, which rested upon the elders.
There you go. You been good. They were made elders by the Spirit, man.
I was tired earlier.
They went through the labor, they toiled. They were made elders through the Spirit. They didn't elevate themselves to elders.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you got a lot of people trying to do, elevate themselves to this position. And, no, you got to go through the servitude stage, man. Some of you came to be served. No, this ministry at the forefront of it is servitude. And there's certain brothers who get amongst the ministry and be like, damn, y'all nice. Like, there was one brother who left and said, y'all was too nice.
Yeah.
For real? Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to go back to jail. You know what I'm saying? Now this is more like it. You know? He's one of them type of niggas.
You got them institutionalized.
He's institutionalized.
Back in that
Right.
he like
Where we at? Go ahead.
Matthew 23:11. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased,
Right.
and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
And you have men who've exalted themselves by their own means. They took whatever demon they had in the world, and now they're using the truth to fulfill their lust in every measure, making merchandise in the ministry. Okay, now you got a whole sect of Israelites just wearing hats. You see one dude, the hat tilted to the side, he's sagging, V-neck T-shirt with fringes on it. Chicago's Bulls jersey with fringes on. Wave cap with fringes on it. And so it's just kind of like now the truth has been meshed in with the world.
Right.
See, Jake talk about the hat, but then they say, well, it was a Mitri. Well, wear a Mitri. Yeah, wear a Mitri.
Or they'll say the hat got holes in the top.
No, but wear a Mitri. You an Israelite, right? You were supposed to be this priest. Well, why not wear the Mitri? Why not sell some showbread?
Ain't none of them wears
Right.
a sombrero.
It's real.
Sell some anointing oil. That's what the priest did. So why? It's more about American culture with these guys. See, but what they're doing is they're using the truth to fulfill their belly man.
Right.
Whose God is their belly man. Whose
That's
hand
why
is
they
destruction.
said, that's why the particular dudes came against Apostle Paul is questionable.
Right.
But you believe, okay, you believe in Jeremiah, or you'll say you believe in Yahweh, you don't believe in what Paul,
Right.
Apostle Paul said.
Right. Well, you know, Paul said to pay your taxes. In the Sakari movement, one of their biggest gripes was paying taxes to the Romans.
Yep.
So they really had a problem with Paul's ministry, which came from Yahushua. What did Yahushua say? When they
Render
tried
unto
to
Caesar
trip
what is
them, he
Caesar's.
said, render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's. So the Sakari stemmed from a sect of zealots who basically were like, we're not paying taxes, and they started wars.
Judas.
Yes, they started wars centered around the fact that we don't have to pay taxes. So Paul addressed to somebody get Romans 13 real quick.
Roberts.
And read it in the NLT, just amongst the Jews.
And now today these so-called pastors trying to use it to say you gotta obey
They
everything.
obey everything.
Yeah,
Take the Quran, take the Jews.
Yeah.
No, there's going to be a point where you're going to have to resist, all right, but it ain't going to be militarily. But until that point, you stop at the stop sign, you get pulled over, hey, you give them your ID, you get on by your day. You keep the laws of the land to the best of your ability. You don't be no asshole. But what Paul was talking about was the resistance against the Roman authorities over taxes. So when you read in the NLT, go ahead.
This is Romans 13 and 1.
Just read I just want to get to the point.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of fire going on.
Authorities. 6, 5 up.
Read 5 and 6.
All right, this is Romans 13 and 5 in the NLT. It says, so you must submit to them, not only to avoid punishment.
Right, because the fourth beast, Rome, was ordained by the Most High. When you read Daniel, the 7th chapter, the fourth beast, Rome, that's the kingdom that they're living in. So what you gonna do? You're not gonna get the kingdom by taking them down. You're subject to that rulership. Go ahead.
So you must submit to them, not only to avoid punishment, but also to keep a clear conscience.
Right, you get pulled over, you don't wild out. I'm an Israelite. You can't go and stone a sodomite, that's the law. No, you gotta walk with wisdom. Go ahead.
For pay your taxes too.
Pay your taxes, that's what he's saying. Go ahead.
For these same reasons. For government workers need to be paid.
Right, so ultimately, the resistance that the Sakari had against the taxes, Paul is writing a letter to his church saying, pay your taxes. So the ideologies clashed. So that's one thing that the Sakari would have probably had against Paul. The Sakari were basically like, nigga, you a sellout. The Sakari will walk up on you if you a sellout, or if they think you sold out to the Roman authorities, shank you up and be in the crowd, and everybody like, oh my God, he fell. And they acting, they just dip off into the crowd, or they'll be there helping like they didn't just do it. Which, when did Yahushua tell us to do that? So the whole Sakari movement is not of Yahushua's spirit. At all. That's what we've been trying to tell you people. It ain't hate, it's just true. The Sakari were not following Yahushua. They were Jews. They knew of him. They believed in the Most High God, Yahweh. But Yahushua to them was just like, you know, that's too peaceful for us.
It might become your enemy because I tell you the truth.
Right.
The truth is an enemy to everything.
Right. So this is what we've been saying. When you identified that as your group, you took upon the legacy of someone who rebelled against Yahushua's orders. Yahushua didn't give us the jurisdiction to go wage war over some damn taxes. They got a lot of people killed. Men, women, and children died.
Did not Yahushua, Elder? Did not Yahushua say render unto Caesar's what is Caesar's?
There you go.
And on to the Most High, what the Most High?
That's right.
Did not Yahweh Shai himself say that?
Right.
But the Satori didn't believe
They
it.
didn't want to do that.
Well, Yahweh Shai paid taxes to Peter, you know, that coin in the fish's mouth.
There you go.
What you were saying?
No, that's it.
All right, verse 6, it says, pay your taxes too for the same reasons. For government workers need to be paid. They are serving the Most High in what they do.
Right, so you're in subject to this kingdom. Look, do what you got to do to stay out of trouble, man.
Right. That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Save
Just
yourself
preach
some
the
trouble.
word, you know, save yourself the trouble, you know, trying to, because that wasn't an in thing at the time. Sects of Jew, and particularly the Zealots, which you could be a Zealot, right? But you would have to, you could follow Yahweh Shai, but you would have to leave off from the ideology of a Zealot. So you have particular, Simon, yep, you have particular followers of Yahweh Shai who may have left that lifestyle, right? And they may have struggled with his position, but they subjected themselves to it because this is the law. They acknowledge him as the high priest. We're going to follow in his footsteps. And how did agree with thine adversary? How did the legacy of the Sicarii end? Killing themselves in the temple, all right, running from the Romans, man. They broke up. They had infighting. So that's a legacy of failure. Okay? And ultimately, you can say, well, didn't the followers of Yahweh Shai get put to death? But they got put to death for being followers of Yahweh Shai.
Righteousness. Yeah.
Righteousness, man.
They strove for the truth unto death, man. You see? And there's a difference between suffering as a follower of a Mashiach versus not.
Right, at these marches. Now, you at these marches where you marching for the northern kingdom not to be deported, you're basically marching against Yahweh Shai's words.
Right, which infringes on.
The word says what? What did Jeremiah say of the wicked, rebellious Israelites when they were coming up against him? Let a troop come and snatch them up, starve their children. The Lord is getting ready to judge. The Lord is bringing a lot of those northern kingdom over here to either be delivered or to be destroyed.
That's right.
Those who are going to be delivered are going to somehow come to the word and repent. The rest of them, the Lord has a judgment set. So you out there marching to tell the white man to stop deporting Gad, this is their land, and that's true. In the overall grand scheme of things, he is the devil. But it was written. It's all ordained of the Father. You niggas went and marched for George Floyd's nasty ass. No Israelite should march for George Floyd. That's nasty work. That's goofy, but what that is a gimmick that's tied to this world to make people seem like these guys are more. That's what we need. Because niggas are looking for civil rights. Niggas have marched since the civil rights movement begging the white man to include them so they can eat the same sandwich. Let me sit by you and eat. So Jake is always in the marching against Esau. Stop kicking my ass. Stop hating me.
He ain't gonna do it.
We want some of that potato
When did Yahweh Shai ever command us to do that? So you're gonna find yourself meddling in all of these situations, and because of rebellious, childish leadership, you're gonna be left out there where you're gonna need the advice of an elder. And it ain't gonna be there because you pulled the shoulder. You said it on his counsel.
There's some stripes for your back.
And really, what we're doing is true love.
But hold on, I'm sorry, I must say this. You protesting against Nero, Trump, supporting the Northern Kingdom, but then you get up there, that's a mentally disturbed person.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he invited me to the Super Bowl while you drinking an orange Coca-Cola. So y'all cool. Even if I say, give it to him. If that's true, if that
No, he was
really
joking
happened,
around. He was playing around.
we know that. But why would you even play around? Sometimes you can't play around.
You shouldn't play around.
Well, this is what you talking about all night.
You're a leader.
You can't play around. This ain't a fucking game. Will any of y'all get up there and say that? Like, yeah.
Yeah, Trump invited me.
Because certain dudes might take that serious.
Right.
So that's like double talking.
Because Jake is simple. Sheep are simple. When you go into the aspect of a sheep, they're beautiful animals, they're in order, but they can veer off.
I've seen a video of a sheep the other day. One of them jumped into a fire, and the sheep that was walking behind them, they just jumped into it. The dude had to go pull him out.
Yeah,
What fucking do it? Yeah, Niggas is simple the same way. They'll self-destruct.
Right.
See, but that's why, what did the Bible say? A child left to himself will become willful. That dude, that particular dude, I'm not gonna say his name, man. That particular dude, child left to himself.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I was saying.
And the same stuff that we rebuked him for when he was amongst us and had counsels with, he's now able to freely do it. Because he always had the need to want to be the leader of some, left-hand movement, the kidney game. But now it's just a car. So you got this big child with these, people following him, and ultimately he never went through the aspect of milk. He was never nourished. He always pulled himself from the titty like, I don't need that, and went straight to the meat. And he's now able to, use these big words and, come across as this deep guy. But he's gonna lead a lot of y'all are gonna cry. When Esau come down, if you walking around when this man come down with fringes on and a gun, oh my goodness, it's on sight.
Yeah.
And even in the law,
Could you imagine that?
When a child won't listen, you get dragged to the elders and stoned, man.
Yep.
You see? So how much rebellion do you think you're going to, that's what I'm saying, eventually your time run out, man.
Keep messing around with the men of the Lord. Keep on, man.
Right.
Continue. I did a video a couple of days ago. I put that scripture out. Those that offend any of these, my little ones, because the officer Shah told me, I guess. Now remember, I did a video. I've been doing videos on this, bro. The Spirit been on me. I'm monitoring this shit. Them stupid niggas that I've been getting on them, right? That nigga, Sakari nigga, Alizé, Captain Crunch, they